and happy Wednesday. So today's video is going to be a story time video in which I share my experience of my very first concert, which happened last Saturday. It was my Avenged 7-foot concert in the Ziggo Dome, and I also saw Disturbed and Chevelle, and I actually recorded a vlog and a Get Ready With Me video too, which are both linked there and in the description box down below. But I feel like I haven't really told you guys everything that happened. There are still so many things, so many interesting things that happened that night, so I wanted to share everything with you guys. And again, if you were at that concert, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to connect with so many more people that were at the concert, and I would love to know if you enjoyed it as much as I did. So I went there by car, and it was an hour drive, and the doors would open at 5:30 p.m. So I wanted to be there really early so that I am really sure about it, that I will be in the front row. But eventually I ended up arriving there at 5:15 p.m. So 15 minutes before the doors would open, and the row was so long, and I stood there in the row for about 5 minutes, and I looked behind me and I saw that the row doubled its size in 5 minutes. So there were so many people. It was insane. So I already lost my hope of getting in the front row at that point. So it became 5:30 and it didn't seem like the doors opened because nobody was really walking. So I think I stood in that row for about 20 minutes, which is really short because I was really far in the back of the row. So I got inside and I went to the bathroom, and then I went to one of the security guards to ask which door I should go to and where I have the most chance of getting as close to the stage as possible. So he was like, well, you have to go that way and then to your left. So I went there, and there were already a bunch of people standing there, but still not that many. I think maybe 100 people, and the rest was all walking in the building, buying merch and doing other things. So I was standing there, and suddenly everyone started screaming, and I was, oh my god, it is actually going to happen. So the doors opened and everyone walked to the stage. So I was a bit in the back, and I was standing there, and I realized that I can't see anything from here. I literally couldn't see the stage. I couldn't see anyone on the stage. I couldn't see anything on the stage. So I was like, I'm a really shy person, so I don't like having to ask things to people. I don't know if you can understand what I'm trying to say here. So I was thinking to myself, I do not want to ruin my day by standing here in the back and seeing nothing. So I am just going to push through and get that little confidence or whatever and ask people if I can pass. So at this point it was really getting crowded, and I think I asked around 50 people, really 50 people, if I could pass please, and they all let me pass. So that was really nice. Also, there were so many nice people that day. I didn't meet anyone who wasn't nice to me, so that is great. So eventually I was on the second row, and there were a couple of girls standing in front of me. So I asked her like, hi, I'm really short and I can't really see anything. Do you think there's still place for me to get to the front row? And she was like, yeah, sure. I have VIP tickets, so when Avenged 7-foot comes on, I'm going to be on the stage. So that's absolutely not a problem. So that is so sweet. That girl was so nice to me that day. So I ended up in the front row, even though I came 15 minutes before the doors opened there, and I was all the way in the back of the row. So I stood there in the front row, and we waited for a couple of minutes, and then Chevelle came on. And Chevelle was great. I didn't know any of the songs, that I couldn't sing along, but I could headbang along. So I enjoyed that. And when they stopped, I really needed to go to the bathroom, like really. And it was terrible because I know I'm in the front row, and I know that if I leave, I will not get my place back because everyone wants to be in the front row. So at this point I had about 4 more hours to go before everything was over, and I know that I cannot not go to the bathroom for 4 hours, so I had to find a solution. So I asked the security guard if I could climb over the fence and then go to the toilet and then come back and climb over the fence again. And he was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that, because if I let you do that, then I have to let everyone do that. So I'm sorry, but you really have to go through the crowd. So this girl behind me who had the VIP tickets, who let me stand in front of her on the front row, she was like, well, just go to the bathroom, I'll keep your place safe for you. And I was like, really? And she was like, yes. And I was, oh my god, you're my hero. So I went to the toilet and I came back, and I literally had to ask 100 people at this time, or maybe 200 people, if I could pass, please. And they were all like, yeah, sure. And there was this guy, I was wearing this spiked leather jacket, and this guy said to me, whoa, you're hurting me. And I was like, really? I'm sorry. And he was like, yeah. There are so many dangerous people walking around here, but it was all a joke. I didn't really hurt him. My spikes don't hurt. So we could laugh about it, and I kind of had little conversations with almost everyone I walked past, and eventually I came to the front row again, even though I went to the bathroom. And I came back. So then the break was over again, and Disturbed came on, and Disturbed was insane. I didn't know Disturbed before. Well, I did know them, but I didn't listen to them. You know how you sometimes have these bands which you do know the name of them, but you just never had the time to actually listen to their music? Well, Disturbed is one of them, and they were playing live, and I absolutely love it. So at this moment I have downloaded so many songs of Disturbed. I am listening to them, and I love their songs. So there was all the fire and stuff on stage, and you could feel the heat so much on the front row. I was honestly thinking, like, they must be burning there up on stage. It was insane. The lead singer, his voice is so powerful. So eventually the song came on, The Sound of Silence, and that was so beautiful. Everyone turned on their flashlights, so I looked behind me and I could see all the flashlights. And the Ziggo Dome has place for 17,000 people, so to be all the way up in the front and looking behind you and seeing all those lights, that is insane, and that is so beautiful. So I loved that. So yeah, I just loved their music so much, and I just loved everything about the performance. Disturbed was really, really good, so that is why I started listening to them. So then the break came again, and that was at 8:30 p.m. That was the break. So at 9 p.m. Avenged Sevenfold would come, and it was like 8:50, so we were all like really excited. I was talking to the people next to me, and they were so sweet. They actually came all the way from Austria to the Netherlands to see Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, that, you guys, is real dedication. So you were waiting, and eventually it became 9 p.m. So we were all like really, really hyped. I mean, I'm still hyped by that moment, but they didn't came. It became 9:05, it became 9:10, they didn't came, it became 9:15, they didn't came, and at exactly 9:16 the drummer Brooks came on stage. So we all started screaming, and after that they all came on stage, and they started with the song The Stage, and that was just amazing. Amazing. I screamed so loud, I danced, I screamed, I headbanged. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I honestly loved all their songs live. All of them. It was just insane seeing them in real life. I was so close. I don't know how close I really was, but I was on the front row, so I was really close. I had Sin looking at me, I had Zaki looking at me, I had Johnny looking at me as well, and he pointed at me, so I did the metal sign, and I was singing along so loudly. It was amazing. The people next to me were also singing so loudly. We were all enjoying it. We all felt like one big family, so that's absolutely amazing. I also loved the part when Shadow started talking and telling little stories, because it wasn't just all about performance, but also making us all feel comfortable, and I don't know, I loved that. And eventually they stopped and took their guitars off and went backstage, and all the lights went out, so I was like, you know, what is happening here? I do not approve this. What is happening? They can't just leave like this. They can't just leave like this. So it was quiet for a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes. So they came back on, so that was great. And there were 2 more people on stage, and it was a guy and a girl, and I think, if I remembered that correctly, that his name was Nick. So Shadows was like, well, I'm just going to give you the mic and you can do your thing or whatever. So this guy proposed to his girlfriend on stage, and I think that was the sweetest thing. So after that they played A Little Piece of Heaven, and I mean, how ironic is that? And they ended up with Unholy Confessions, and I love Unholy Confessions, and I knew that that was going to be the last song. So I just went insane with that song. I just went insane. And it was great. And I also cried while listening to the guitar solo of Acid Rain. And it was just beautiful. And I just felt so happy that I started crying. It was weird, but I was so happy. And I just wish it would never end. But unfortunately it ended. But it ended, and they all started to throw their picks and stuff. So Johnny threw his into our direction, so everyone was calling the security guard to pick it up and give it to them. So the security guard couldn't even find it at first because it was really dark, but then he found it and he pushed all the other hands to the side to place it in my hand. So I have it right here, and I am so happy with that I am the one of the very little people who got picks. So then they went off stage, and I realized that it is all over, and I felt so happy that I experienced that, my first concert, and it was amazing. They played so good live, and I know for sure that if they come back to Holland, I will definitely try to get tickets again. And one more time, there were so many lovely people there, especially the people who were standing around me, all on the front row. I actually found a lot of them back on social media, so that's so fun as well. And who knows, we might end up on the front row together again the next time that they come to the Netherlands. So after that I went home. I did go eat something before, but I went home after that. And now I am feeling so empty and sad that it is over. I wish I could experience it all over again. I loved it so much. I loved the performances. I loved that I got to know Disturbed so well. And then I'm listening to them now, and I loved that Avenged Sevenfold played so good live, so good. And I loved that I met a lot of lovely people and that I still talk to them. And it's so sad that it's over. But I hope they will come back to the Netherlands as soon as possible, because I would go again in a heartbeat. So that was everything I have to tell you guys about my first concert. Once again, check out my vlog of that day and my Get Ready With Me video, which are both linked right there and in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video very much. Please give it a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it, or subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you and stay creepy.